Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This will be the third episode in the series of tutorials on the Modloader64 application. Today I'll be going over how to install and run the HTC and Rice formatted texture pack. First, we will need to navigate to the Modloader64.com website and go to the Setup tab. Next, we will scroll down and we will go to the texture packs header, and we will be doing the Ocarina of Time texture packs. We're going to scroll down and we're going to pick our desired texture pack. I'm going to go with the 3DS style. After we click on the 3DS style, we're going to scroll down and we're going to click on the Glide N64 cache. Once we do, we're going to start our download. Once our download is finished, we're going to drag and drop onto our desktop. I already have one here. We're going to right click. We're going to extract to the desktop. Once we do that, we're going to navigate to our Muppin64 Plus folder. So we will need to go to %appdata%. We will need to go to that folder. And we will need to place it in our cache folder. As you can see, I don't have a cache folder, so I'm going to right click, new folder, cache. After that, we will open up our cache folder. We will open up our texture folder, and we're going to drag and drop our texture pack into the cache folder. Next thing we'll do is that we'll open up our Modloader64, wait for our mods in the launcher to update. We'll make sure that our Ocarina of Time is enabled, and we will run the application. Now, as you can see, the game is up and running with the texture pack enabled. If the texture pack is not enabled, we will go up to the emulation, we will go to enable high-res texture packs, and we will click on Rice/HTC. Once we do that, we will need to close out, and we'll need to start the application again. If the texture pack is still not running, we will need to go into the config file and see where the emulator is trying to locate the textures. So, if you're still having issues having the texture pack enable, we're going to go to the Modloader folder, we're going to go to the emulator folder, and we're going to go to the Muppin64 Plus CFG file. We're going to right click, and we're going to open with Notepad. In Notepad, we're going to Control F, and we're going to look up TX cache size. With TX cache size, if it's at 100, just add another 0 to make it 1,000. Next, we're going to scroll down, and we're going to find our text cache path. In between these two quotation marks is we're going to find our texture path. So in our %appdata% folder, in our Muppin64 folder, and our cache folder, we're going to click here, Control C, and we are going to paste it right here. After you paste it, Control S, exit out, and run the application again. By this time, your texture pack should be up and running. If it's not, go to the enable high-res texture pack again, check mark it, close it out, and restart the emulator. If you're having more issues on top of that, you can navigate to the Modloader64 Discord, and our staff team will help you out with any further issues. The next texture pack format we're going to be discussing is the Rice format. Now we're going to go back to the Modloader64 website, setup, texture packs. We're going to scroll down, and I'm going to do the Twilight Princess style. With the Twilight Princess style, we're going to go to the Rice format, and we're going to download it. Once it's done downloading, we're going to drag and drop onto our desktop. We're going to right click. We're going to extract to here. And we're going to need to put this in our high res folder. So we're going to do %appdata%. Go to our Modloader64 folder. And if we don't have a high res texture folder, we're going to make one. High res underscore texture. Enter. We're going to open up that folder. We're going to open up this folder. And we're going to drag and drop The Legend of Zelda. Do note that if you have a cache folder and you have a folder or a file in it, you're going to have to delete that said file. That or rename it, whichever one works best. Now we're going to close this out, close this out, and we're going to open up our Modloader again. Make sure our game is enabled. And we're going to start it. Now with the Rice texture pack, it's going to take all of the textures in that said pack and it's going to make it into a cache folder. So the next time you start up the application, you won't need to go through this process of waiting, you know, ever so many seconds to actually start the game. Once the game is started, you should see that it's going to be the next texture pack. If the texture pack has not been enabled, you'll go up to Emulation, Enable High-Res Texture Packs, and you're going to click on the Rice texture pack. You're going to close out of the application, and you're going to restart it. As you can see, this time it loaded up a lot faster because I already cached all the textures. If the texture pack is still not enabled, we will need to go back to our CFG. So we'll go to Modloader, Emulator, Modloader64 plus CFG file. We're going to right click, open with Notepad, and we're going to scroll all the way down until we see our texture path. So this is going to be the texture pack for the high-res folder. So we're going to go to %appdata%, our Muppin folder, a high-res texture. We're going to left click, Control C, Control V, and then Control S. After that, we're going to close everything out. We're going to start it again. If the texture pack does not load, make sure to go up to the Emulation tab and make sure to click on Enable High-Res Textures. At this point, if your texture pack is still not working, you'll need to navigate over to the Modloader64 Discord, and our staff will help support you in getting the texture pack working. Alright, that's all for this tutorial. See ya.